He's already sitting down, the chips are out, the jersey's on, and he just said the words that start every disaster like this. It's an easy game. You'll pick it up as we go. You will not pick it up as you go. You're about to spend 90 minutes nodding along while a man you love explains nothing, because he doesn't know what he doesn't know how to explain. Let's fix that before kickoff, not during it. Here's the secret nobody tells you, including him. Soccer isn't actually complicated. It just refuses to explain itself out loud. Every other sport stops constantly to show you a replay, a stat, a graphic. Soccer just keeps going, assuming you already know. You don't yet. In the next 6 minutes, you will. Think of soccer as a conversation. Two teams talking to each other for 90 minutes, except the only words allowed are kick and occasionally header. Whoever says the most things into the net wins the conversation. That's the whole game. Everything else is just grammar. Start with the goal. Literally, get the ball into the net more times than the other team. That's it. No points for style, no bonus round, no overtime drama unless it's a knockout match. Just ball in net, 1 point, repeat. You already understood that part. You were never behind. 11 players per team. One of them, the goalkeeper, can use his hands, but only inside his own penalty area, the big rectangle in front of his own goal. Everyone else has exactly one rule about hands. Don't use them. Arms, shoulders, chest, head, feet. All fair game. It's a strange way to design a sport. It's also why the commentator just lost his mind over nothing. Somebody broke the one rule everyone agreed not to break. The match runs 90 minutes, split into two 45-minute halves with a short break between them. Here's where it gets weird. The clock never stops. Foul, injury, substitution, goal celebration, it all keeps ticking. So at the end of each half, the referee adds back whatever time got eaten by stoppages. You'll hear this called stoppage time, and it can run anywhere from a couple of minutes to considerably more. There's no fixed cap. The referee just decides when enough is enough, a skill you may need later tonight too. So far, this all sounds reasonable. 11 players, one ball, don't use your hands, get it in the net. You could explain this much to your boyfriend if he weren't already explaining it to you wrong. But here's where the apparent simplicity runs into a wall. And that wall is the offside rule. The one he'll bring up like it's complicated because to him it is. Offside exists to stop attackers from camping next to the opponent's goal, waiting for a teammate to lob the ball over everyone's heads for an easy score. The rule says an attacker can't be nearer to the opponent's goal line than both the ball and the second-to-last defender at the moment a teammate passes to them. If they are, the move gets called back. No goal, nothing happened. That sounds almost simple when you say it slowly. It is not simple when you watch it live at full speed with a man next to you yelling at the television. This is the rule that has ended World Cup dreams and started arguments in actual living rooms. You are never going to misunderstand this. The people getting paid to officiate it are sometimes confused too. If your head already hurts a little, the like button is right there. It won't make offside any less ridiculous, but it'll make me feel better about explaining it before he tries to. Tell me in the comments what your I finally get it moment was. The one rule that made soccer click. And if nobody's explained this clearly before tonight, subscribing means the next confusing rule gets explained just as calmly. Now the hand rule has its own complication, the same way every rule here seems to. Touching the ball with your hand isn't automatically a foul. It has to be deliberate or at least careless in the eyes of the referee. A ball that ricochets off someone's arm by pure physics is treated differently than a player who clearly reaches out to block it, so that outrage on screen wasn't really about a hand touching a ball. It was about intent, judged in real time by one person with the match hanging on the call. This is the deeper pattern underneath everything in soccer. The rules are simple. The judgment required to apply them is not. Offside isn't really about a line on a field. It's about timing a pass to the millisecond. Handball isn't really about hands. It's about reading intent. The simplicity is real, but it's sitting on top of an enormous amount of human judgment made at full speed with everyone watching, including the guy on your couch who will have an opinion about it. Cards exist to manage exactly this friction. A yellow card is a warning. You crossed a line, don't do it again. A red card means you're done for the match, either from one serious offense or from 2 yellows. Teams can also swap players during the match, bringing in fresh legs as the game wears on. A quiet, strategic layer most boyfriends mid-rant never bother mentioning. When a foul happens inside that penalty area, the punishment escalates fast. The fouled team gets a penalty kick, 1 shooter. 1 goalkeeper, the ball placed 12 yards out, nothing between them but nerve. It's the closest thing soccer has to a duel, and it exists because a foul that close to goal is treated as a near-certain scoring chance that got stolen. So go back to that conversation metaphor. 2 teams, 90 minutes trying to say goal more often than the other side. The vocabulary is small: kick, header, save, foul. The grammar, the offside calls, the handball judgments, the cards, the penalties. That's the part nobody bothers teaching you before sitting you on a couch and pressing play. You walked in thinking you'd be lost for 90 minutes. You're not lost. You just know something he's about to explain badly, slower, and with more arm gestures than necessary.